There is a specific moment when something inside you finally understands that the pain you have been carrying has run its course. Not because circumstances suddenly became easy, but because you have become someone the old suffering can no longer reach. That shift is real, and it is permanent. Every cycle of hardship operates on a principle most people never discover. It only works as long as you remain unchanged by it. The repetition you experienced, the same kinds of loss, the same kinds of betrayal appearing in different forms, was not random. It was pressure designed to find a breaking point. And when that breaking point never came, the cycle exhausted itself against you. What cannot break you eventually runs out of reasons to try. Pain also has a timeline, even when it feels infinite. The lie that suffering tells most convincingly is that it will never end. That lie is its most important weapon, because people who believe it stop moving forward before the season actually closes. But every period of hardship carries within it a built-in limit, a point where what it came to teach has been learned, and what it came to test has been proven. When that point arrives, the pain no longer has ground to stand on. It cannot extend itself beyond its own purpose. Some of what you carried was not only yours. There are wounds that travel through families across generations, not as destiny but as unfinished business. Patterns of loss, cycles of dysfunction, inherited ways of breaking that quietly repeat until someone in the line decides to absorb the weight and refuse to pass it forward. That decision costs something real. It demands that one person stand in the middle of a long history and bear what everyone before them could not resolve. If that was your role, then what felt like an unfair amount of suffering had a purpose larger than your individual story. The people who come after you will move differently because of what you chose to endure and not repeat. Surviving something does not leave you where you were before it found you. The experience of being taken to the edge of what you thought you could handle and discovering you could handle more rewires something fundamental. Your instincts sharpen. Your tolerance for situations that once confused you disappears, not because you became cold, but because your interior system learned to recognize danger at its earliest signal. What used to catch you off guard now announces itself long before it can take root. That is not just recovery. That is transformation, and it does not reverse. There is also something that happens to the people and forces that spent energy trying to bring you down. Sustained opposition is not free. Every scheme, every act of betrayal, every attempt to keep you small costs something from the people behind it. When those efforts failed, they did not walk away with their investment intact. They walked away depleted, having spent real energy on a project that produced nothing. The memory of that failure follows them in ways they cannot control, because the mind does not release the image of someone it tried to destroy, who then stood up anyway. Your continued presence is its own kind of quiet justice. What lies ahead of you is not more of the same. The fire you walked through was not a permanent address. It was a passage, and you have come out the other side carrying something that cannot be taken from you. The lived knowledge that you are more durable than the worst things that have happened to you. That knowledge changes how you move, how you decide, and what you allow into your life. You are no longer operating from the same interior position you occupied before all of this began. The suffering was not the end of your story. It was the making of someone the story needed in order to go somewhere worth going. And that person, the one forged by everything that tried and failed to stop you, is who walks forward now, unburdened, sealed by what they survived, ready